Well, damn, everybody. Well, first off, let me start by saying, as promised in my preview and predictions video, because I predicted the Saints to win and they lost, I will never be just openly predicting a Saints win ever again, bruh. Like, I really thought that was just, I was just playing around, but real shit, we got rocked today. Congratulations, Panthers fans. You guys have a really good football team. Like, I'm not even kidding. That defense is legit. I knew your guys' defense was good, but oh my God. Like, it is really good. That front seven is ridiculous. Your secondary is fantastic. Your offense is actually a lot better than I expected. Sam Darnold played a good game. Congratulations to all of you Panthers fans. I have no problem eating crow. If you don't eat crow, you're weird. If you say you're going to win and you lose, own it, bruh. Like, it is what it is. We lost. We lost to the Carolina Panthers. Right now, it's 23-7. There's still 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, but I wasn't going to sit there and watch because the Saints have had absolutely no ability to do absolutely anything today, and I thought that I would just get the video out faster if I went ahead and recorded it ahead of time. So, good game to the Carolina Panthers, like I said. Beat the ever-living shit out of the New Orleans Saints. This game, in my opinion, was very, very, very remnants of the Saints versus Raiders game in 2020, except the offense looked good against the Raiders and the defense looked bad. Today, the defense looked good and the offense looked horrible. Just week 2 is not the Saints' forte. We haven't started out 2-0 since 2013, so for some reason, in week 1 or week 2, the Saints always lay a giant stinker for absolutely no reason. That's exactly what the team did today. Everybody just was not there. There was no sense of urgency on the offensive side of the ball. There was no willingness to be quick and try to pick up a rhythm. It just wasn't happening. The Panthers didn't allow it. The Panthers just kicked the field goal, so it's 26-7 as of now. Yeah, this is one of the worst Saints games I've seen in a long time, especially from the offensive side of the ball. So let's go over some stats real quick. So the Saints were dominated in pretty much every single category. We only had 106 total yards of offense throughout 4 quarters of football. In what world do you see that? That's ridiculous. Anything added on after right now is garbage time. If you want to be technical, we had 106 total yards throughout 4 quarters of football, and that resulted in 7 points. The Panthers had 378 total yards of offense, so you can see why we lost the game right there. We only had 57 passing yards, with the Panthers having 293. We had 49 rushing yards. They had 85. We had 2.7 yards per play, and they averaged 5.6. So it was very, very, very obvious. Oh, sorry, we had 88 passing yards. Apologies. So it's very obvious that the New Orleans Saints just weren't there today. The Panthers, came into their house and just beat the shit out of us. There really isn't much to analyze here. The Panthers were just the better team. The New Orleans Saints offensive line looked absolutely terrible. Not only did they go from allowing 0 sacks last week to allowing 4 sacks this week, Jameis Winston had no time to throw the ball ever. It was so bad. Whenever we were running the football, there were no holes being open. The Carolina Panthers defensive line just had their way with our offensive line. Eric McCoy not being there was a huge miss. There were multiple plays in which Andrews Pete and Cesar Ruiz just looked lost and were blocking nobody as free blitzers ran straight at Jameis Winston, and that is the reason that we lost this game. There was no time whatsoever. And I said this in the video that I made. Even though I predicted the game wrong, I said whoever's offensive line plays the best is going to win. And that offensive line was that of the Carolina Panthers. The Saints weren't able to get pressure. We had 2 sacks on Sam Darnold, but the entire first quarter, they were just marching up and down the field with really long, sustained drives, tiring our defense out. And then when we'd get on the field, we'd turn the ball over, 3 and out, whatever you want to call it, and they'd get the ball back and do the same thing all over again, just pretty much battering our defense to a point of no return. The defense played great today, I think. We allowed 26 points, sure, and we had a little bit rough of a first couple of series, but we really tightened up and gave our offense multiple chances to win the game. That Malcolm Roach interception, and then we had the blocked field goal. Even though that's special teams still, we had the blocked field goal. We returned it all the way back to, I believe, the 30, 40-yard line. And we did absolutely nothing with that. Like, are you shitting me, bro? Like, come on. We had so many opportunities to win that we didn't take, and we ended up losing the game by a big, big margin. So, disappointed in the play from the whole team today, except for the defensive side of the ball, man. Peyton Turner showed out. He had 2 penalties, but other than that, he was great. He was putting pressure on Sam Darnold. He had a couple of really good plays in the drive before our scoring drive Dude played great. Jameis Winston did not look good today, but I don't know. I don't want to put the entire blame on him. I really don't think it was all his fault. That offensive line, and this is the thing that analysts aren't going to be talking about tomorrow. The offensive line sold the bag hard. Jameis Winston had no time. He was 11 for 21 with 111 yards, 0 touchdowns, and an interception. The interception was his fault. I'll sit there and say that right now. He had a very, very, very large, classic, vintage Jameis Winston moment where he just chucked it into triple coverage and it got picked off. That I will not sit here and blanket him for. That was 1,000% his fault. But, I mean, other than that, having the, 8 coaches out because of COVID, 8 coaches out because of COVID, 8 Pro Bowl caliber starters out because of injury. It's just like, I don't know what else was expected here. Like, what else could we have done? I obviously overvalued the depth of this team by a lot. I still think we have good depth, but not good enough to beat a Carolina Panthers team that's a lot better than I thought. I'll give them their credit for sure. But not having those 8 coaches and not having those 8 Pro Bowl caliber players was obviously a giant stab in the back for these New Orleans Saints. That, and we were shooting ourselves in the foot a lot. Over 100 yards given to the Panthers off of penalties. One really questionable roughing the passer call, and on what could have turned the game. There's just a lot about this game that was wrong for us as far as nothing went our way. And sometimes that's just how it is. The Saints have these type of games all the time. Whenever they have these really weird blunders and they lose games they shouldn't, like when we lost to the Falcons in week, I believe, 9 a while back, like 26-27-9, something like that. I don't know, bro. Just a painful game to watch. Something that I hope doesn't happen again in the near future. We go to Foxborough, okay, to play the New England Patriots next week, who are still coached by Bill Belichick, by the way, in case you're unaware. And Mac Jones and them just handled the Jets by a very large margin. So, yeah. And we said, no, the Panthers just beat the Jets. It'll be fine. They just beat the shit out of us. So let's go ahead and look forward to next week. Get ready to go play the Patriots in Foxborough. Very disappointing performance by the New Orleans Saints today. I expected so much more is an understatement. Like, oh my God. And the inability to get Alvin Kamara going was just so frustrating. Alvin Kamara had 8 carries for 5 yards, bro. Like, I have never seen that before. 8 carries for 5 yards. He averaged 0.6 yards per carry. 0.6 yards per carry. I don't know if it was the play call. I don't know what it was, but it was just bad. Jameis Winston just threw another pick, by the way, so just messing up his stat sheet, trying to come back from a deficit that's uncomebackable. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Saints played a shit game today. Looked bad. Everybody looked bad. Offense looked bad. It is what it is. Good game to the Carolina Panthers. Y'all played one hell of a game. Hopefully our next matchup will be closer and we'll have an actual good football game on our hands. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm eating my crow. The Panthers smacked the shit out of us. Whatever. Thank you so much for watching. Congratulations, Panthers fans. Big Cat, all you guys. See you boys in the next one. Adios. Damn, man.